I don't have to mute, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a Wednesday. It is not a normal event, but a very special event. Yeah, brought to you by Dharma Broadcasting. And as usual, we will wait for the next 5 minutes to get the viewers as we share the link to Facebook group, to WhatsApp group, and the rest. As usual. Okay, yes, that's a technical setup that we are doing now, and we will do the necessary now as we wait for our viewers. So I will go to Dharma Broadcasting and copy the link and share with all on my Facebook, on my personal wall, and also the WhatsApp group. Good to know. Good to know. Many of you have joined. Okay, some of you start joining us. Copy this link, and yes, I will go to my personal wall, and there we go. Paste and post. Okay, and those of you who are joining us, those of you with us, we like to you to say something on the comment box. Yes, Muttulachimi, thank you. Vanakkam, vanakkam, thank you for joining. Please share this in your personal wall, in your WhatsApp group. This is something, this is kind of a game changer. Yeah. Something that we have not really thought about for a long time. Uma Velu, namaste, namaskaram. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, post this into your WhatsApp group, to as many WhatsApp group as possible, so that they can join us and listen to this very relevant. I always like this word called relevant. And this topic is relevant, really something which is relevant, and it is, I think, if I may say, the need of the hour. Yeah, because we cannot be doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yeah, like Albert Einstein said, that is called insanity. So we are now starting to look at things in a different perspective, and I think there can be no other person who can share these ideas about how we can move the community, yeah, the people, to a different level using or a different school of thought to approach these challenges. Nanda Kumar Apandorai, thank you so much. Vanakkam for joining us. So I am now sharing this to as many group as possible, and I hope you folks can also share into your WhatsApp group. And as Deepawali is around the corner, many of us would like to do a lot of seva, if I may say. Yeah, we want to give back something to the society, something to the people. Karen, vanakkam. Yeah, and this could be something that you can think of, food for thought. How we can do something relevant during the this Deepawali season. We are about 2 minutes away from the interview. As we wait for more of you to come, yeah, thank you for joining one more time. Thank you to all of you for joining us. I am now slowly sharing all this into my WhatsApp group, as many as I can, as we count down. Silvaraj Jnana Pragasam, Hari Om Vanakkam. Thank you for joining us. Again, share this link, share into your wall. Yeah, share into your Facebook, to your Facebook friends, to your WhatsApp group, and let them join. And discover something new today. And this could be, like I said, I repeat, a game changer for many of us in the way we see the present situation and how can address those challenges that we are currently facing right now. All right. That's 30 more seconds and we will start the interview. We are about 30 more seconds. We are 30 seconds away and the interview will start. So let me organize my tools as I've done all my sharing. Not all, some, as I have many groups, not too many groups, but well, we will do our level best that we can. All right. Okay, we will start the interview right now. Namachivaya Valga, Nathan Talvalga, Ime Poludum Yen Angel, Ningadan Talvalga, Hariom, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sakti, Namaskaram, Namaste, Namaskar, Vanakam, Om, Swasya Astu. Welcome to Dharma Broadcasting on the Wire of Hinduism. And today, the topic is Anna Dhanam and Vidhya Dhanam. Yeah, what should we focus on for Deepavali 2021 goodies? And the guest today is, I think many of you don't need introduction, but still we will do it. Dato Pradeep, yeah, the founder, the chairman, the man behind Tara Foundation and Global Hindu Federation. Of course, there's a lot of other position in the corporate world, in the business world. We're not going to talk about it. There's a long list. Yeah, we will just talk about the current amount of work he's doing for Global Hindu Federation and Tara Foundation. Namaskar, Dato. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much. So, Dato, we will straight go to the topic proper. And this is your idea, your thought, can I use the word, your brainchild, the thing about Anna Dhanam and Vidhya Dhanam. Over to you, sir. Over to you, Dato.
Thank you, Yutuji. Namaskar, Manakam, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Shakti, Om Swastiastu. And we embrace everyone. We are such a great united culture, great united religion. And this is so amazing. So you too, it's wonderful to be on the show with you. And it's the first time for me to be on a show. You know, I'm a little bit of a camera shy person, but somehow you managed and I'm here. And the only reason I'm here is because I think there's a lot of reflection, there's a lot of contemplation, there's a lot of thinking needed in the community today for us to march forward. So first and foremost, let me just say that to some people, the topic may sound a little bit sensitive because I've discussed this with many people personally as well as in chat groups and all that. Immediately, a few of them jump and they say, oh no, you know, there are a lot of people, you can't imagine, you know, when we give them food, how much of happiness it brings them and things like that, you know. So yeah, I'm not doubting that at all. And I'm not saying it's wrong either. But let's take the very famous saying. We have been hearing the English saying, you know, we're giving fish to our poor all the time. Should we give them fish or should we teach them how to fish? So we are vegetarians. I always say we're giving vegetables to our poor people all the time. So should we give them vegetables or should we teach them how to grow vegetables? So teaching them how to grow vegetables effectively is Vidhya Dhanam. And the only thing that can change someone's future is when they're empowered with Vidya, when they're empowered with education.
Yeah.
And, you know, Deepavali being around the corner, I thought we'll just take this opportunity to bounce off this idea, to share this idea with as many people as we can, and also maybe to just plant a seed today so that we can discuss this. We can talk about it and explore. How much of Annadhanam should we do, and how much of Vidya Dhanam should we do? Where do you have that fine line when, okay, now I think Annadhanam can stop, and now Vidya Dhanam should start? So is there such a point? Is this something we need to look at? This is what the whole topic is all about. I must say that I have huge respect for all the NGOs, all the temples, all the individuals who are doing a lot of service and and serving food out there very often. Definitely, this is not in any way, you know, making that small or ridiculing them or anything like that. But maybe we should just take a step back and see whether the recipients of that food are really, whether this food we give them makes any difference, or whether something more than food will make a difference in their life and in the future of their lives. So this is effectively, where I was coming from, and I gave this a lot of thought. And then I even went into our scriptures actually. I
Oh,
looked at a few scriptures, yeah, and what I found was that, effectively, charity means something. There are a lot of meanings to charity. It's a big word. To most of us, charity means giving some money or giving some food. Very often, we relate charity to these two things, either giving money or giving food. So we're quite happy when we give some money and go away, or we give some food and go away. We feel very happy. We have done our duty. But when I looked into our scriptures, I found a lot more that, food is one thing, money is another thing. Emotional support is a form of charity. When you give someone emotional support, that's another form of charity. Your time and your energy you put into helping someone physically is another form of charity. And our scriptures do say that giving vidya, giving education, is probably one of the highest forms of charity. You know, so there are many different things we have to look at, and of course, some people they have the money, they may not have the time. That's good. Give the money. Some people don't have the money, they have the time. Give your time. You are no less than someone who has given money. You're no less. Someone who has the ability to counsel somebody in times of distress. Give that energy and go and counsel someone, help that person out of the mental distress. That's another form of charity. So there are many areas where charity comes in our scriptures. It's not something now I'm making up. It's there in our scriptures. See, this is how powerful our scriptures are, and our tradition, our culture, our knowledge is. You see, so when I've been analyzing and thinking about this for the last couple of months, so many people are doing so much. You and I are also doing a lot. We go out there, we give food, and we give so many things. But then it just crossed my mind one day that, is that enough? Or should we, or do we have to now cross a certain line and move now to a new chapter, especially here in Malaysia? Because for the last 50, 60 years, I know, even our temples and all, every time Diwali comes, we give food away, we give goodies, we give groceries and all that. But then the same families are waiting to receive them. But they are gone. In 3 days, the groceries are finished. So can we rethink? Is this something that needs a new thought process? And how do we go forward? This Diwali, we may not succeed fully, but even if, as you know that I'm a very positive person, even if 1% of the people say, oh yeah, this makes sense, and instead of giving groceries this year, I'm going to give a computer tab, or I'm going to give a computer, or I'm going to fund this child's education for the next 1 year, I think we would have already succeeded in a way, because this is just the beginning of a long journey ahead of us. So this is the grounding of the whole thing. And this is what now I wanted to share with you. How do we now bring this change, especially in our leadership?
Although before I think we go to the further on this Vidhya Dhanam, I think I want you to share out to our viewers about the Gurukulam that Tara Foundation, of course, headed by you, have moved. What have we done? What we have achieved so far, and where we are heading towards. Yeah, so that the viewers get an idea what is being done so far.
Yeah, thanks, you two, for prompting that. So, as you know, you have been with me from day one of the journey. So, don't say I'm heading it. Let's say that we have all been doing it together. You know, I rather be the coolie number one or the worker number one, instead of trying to say I'm the leader and all of you must follow me. No, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
I just want to be.
We know that. We know that. We're very clear about that. You are not the kind of person say I am leading and all that, but the ideas and the creative faculty which is missing in us.
No. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. In fact, you guys very often prompt those ideas into me, and it's just that I have a little more time to think because now I don't do anything else. You guys still go out there earning a living. I don't, you see. So I have more time to think. That's the only difference. So, yes, the Gurukulam concept started by the few of us, not just me. You know very well, we spent almost a year going to the Desa Mentari flats, the PPR area. Every Sunday, we used to spend an hour or two to meet people and to see, why are our Hindus, trapped in the cycle of poverty? They have effectively been trapped in the cycle of poverty, and their grandfather was a laborer, maybe in the Majlis Perbandaran. The father is a laborer in the Majlis Perbandaran. And when you ask the guy, the young boy, what he wants to do when he grows up, he said, "Oh, I want to work in Majlis Perbandaran." So, that's a trap, a cycle of poverty trap. You know very well, right? We asked the boys, what do you want to become? Bus driver, taxi
No,
driver.
lorry driver. Though.
Lorry driver.
The football team that we interviewed, the young boys, we asked, what do you want to become after you finish your school? Yeah, 90% of them said they wanted to become a lorry driver.
Yeah, that was shocking, actually, absolutely shocking. In fact, that prompted a lot of our thinking. And
Correct.
the reason they say that is because they are trapped in this web. They're born in that the low-cost flat. They grow up in the low-cost flat. Then the parents have no time to take care of them for their education. And then they eventually drop out of school. And they also then become lorry drivers or laborers or bus drivers, taxi drivers. So what is the one single thing that can take them out of this cycle of poverty? Is nothing but education. Nothing. There's nothing else that can take them out of the cycle of poverty. Even if one fine day, if they don't have that education and you put $1 million on their table and give them, here's $1 million, I bet you that $1 million will get blown up.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Vidya, education, has been, a cornerstone of our civilization for thousands and thousands of years. The Hindu civilization actually stands on the pillar of education. About 700-800 years ago, in India, where all our ancestors, forefathers came from, do you know there were 800,000 Gurukulams? 800,000, yeah. Almost 1 million Gurukulams in a place like India, where at that time the population was maybe 20 million or 30 million, something like that, They had 800,000. That's why we created the greatest philosophers in the world. We created the greatest scientists, the greatest astronomers, the greatest astrologers, the greatest mathematicians, scholars, all created by us. But then came the invaders, the Mughal invaders for about 600, 700 years. Then came the British invaders, 200 over years. And what was the first thing they did? They killed our education system. They destroyed Gurukulam. They destroyed our schools. They destroyed our library. In fact, they burned our libraries. One of the libraries in this university,
Nalanda.
Nalanda University was burnt, and the fire went on for 3 months because they had a couple of million books in there. So they knew that to kill our civilization, the first thing is they had to kill our education system. And then what did they do? They started parallel education systems. It could be the convent schools or the La Salle schools or the madrasas. Killed our system, they started parallel systems of education. And that's where I think the decline and the poverty of our forefathers started. You see? So if we understand some degree of history, we will understand that if we want to bring back the greatness of our civilization, our dharma, which, so-called religion, then we have to start giving a lot of attention to education. So that's where our Gurukulam thought process came in about 3 years ago. We spent a year in Desamantari, and then we realized the only way we could transform these people in Desamantari was if we start focusing on their education. And we got together, we had very good people coming along with us, we had very good friends, lots of professionals, a lot of entrepreneurs came along. And then we started this Gurukulam there. We rented a place, took us just say 2 months to the maximum. We started the
Yeah.
Gurukulam, and our target was children. We were very interested that this education process must start at primary one level. And again, if you remember, our target was, we said we want to have 100 children in our Gurukulam. And when we opened up the registration, within 1 month, we had 198 children who came and registered with us within 1 month. Now, what did that show? What did that tell us? That just told us that even though they live in poverty, even though they live in that kind of an environment, they all looking for some hope. They all want their children to be better than them. But there are no avenues. There's no guidance for them. There's no counseling. There's nobody coming and holding their hands. Most of us were doing some kind of service from an arm's length or 2 arm's length. We put in some money into a temple, we put in some money into an NGO, and very often we are rebuilding the temple, we are rebuilding the NGO, and we are buying bigger buildings. And what happened to the community? They were just in the same cycle over and over again. So this Gurukulam came along, we saw the change in the children, we saw the change in their character, their personality change, the way they dress up.
Yes.
The way they spoke, the way they welcome you, the way they sit down, the way they eat.
Yeah.
Everything started changing, And then that was, there's nothing more we can ask for as proof that this was the right thing that we have done. And then our second Gurukulam started in Johor Bahru, our third one started in Puchong, our fourth one in Sungai Cho, our fifth one is opening now in Jinjang on the 31st of October. Our sixth one is opening in Sentul on the 7th of November, and our seventh one is opening in Bukit Raja with the Sri Mahamariam Temple. I'm so happy to say that now the temples have started coming on board with the Sri Mahamariam Temple in Bukit Raja on the 21st of November. And the eighth one is already now on the drawing board to be opened in Ampang on the 1st of March. These 8 Gurukulams will have how many children with them? About 1,200 children getting free tuition on a daily basis. And 1,200 is actually a couple of schools put together,
Tamil schools especially, maybe 10 or 12 schools, because some Tamil schools are hardly 100 students.
Yeah,
or maybe
small number of enrollment,
a small number of enrollment, yes.
So it's not a small thing going on here, but we are so happy that the lives of so many kids are going to change. So if this can be taken on board by more temples, more NGOs, we can transform our community in Malaysia in a very short period of time. And that's where we recently launched Mission 2030. So in a short while, we'll speak about Mission 2030 as well, how that relates to providing education to our younger children and changing the next generation. So this game, Yutuji, has got to be long haul. It's not that we come and start a tuition class and then suddenly we bring in 50 children, give them 2 months tuition, and then, okay, now you're done with your Form 3 or Form 5 exams, and we'll see you again next year. No. This one, we have to catch the kids standard 1. Because if they lose their grounding in standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, take it that they have lost their future. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to recover after standard 4, standard 5, or even Form 1 or Form 2 or Form 3. Very difficult to recover. We got to catch them in standard 1. So we so sort of focused on this, and we think that this can change our next generation. This can bring about the structural change that we need. So during Deepavali and during all these festivals, we all want to do something. We all want to go out there and help. It's very emotional. Oh, there's a poor family. If I give them something, they will be able to celebrate Deepavali. But yes, they can celebrate Deepavali, but they will be happy for maybe 12 hours. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., they'll be happy.
Yes.
The next day, they're going to be back to their normal selves. Okay. But if that same money, we said, yeah, let me see if I can pay for the tuition, or I can buy a computer, or I can help this poor family that cannot afford some kind of books, for example, that could change their whole life. So that short-term happiness very often is actually for ourselves. So it makes us happy that we have seen someone smile. It makes us happy. But whether it changes that person is very, very, very questionable.
Agree.
So that's basically a few of the fundamental things at this juncture that maybe I wanted to put on the table.
There are already some volunteers. One of them is here, Uma Velu, who sent me a text, I
Wow.
think, yesterday,
Oh my
that
God.
she would like to, if I'm not mistaken, half a day of her time. So I've said, okay, we are waiting for Desa Mentari to be open. I mean, once the situation's slightly better. So there are already people who wants to, this is, can I say that is part of Vidhya Dhanam? Can I say that, being able to,
Absolutely.
like you said, the time,
Absolutely. Giving your time and your energy is such a great thing, frankly, Many people can give money, but very few people can give time and energy.
Yes.
So don't ever relate it with money that, so and so has given so much of money, I cannot do that, and I'm not good. No. Those things cannot be equated. They cannot be put on the same weighing scale and measured. You see, so somebody's time and effort is very, very valuable, as much as somebody's money is valuable, as somebody's other energies are valuable. Each of them have got their role to play. So, one of the things in today's topic was, what is the need of the hour?
Yeah.
So the need of the hour, according to me, this is my own thought process, and of course, a lot of contemplation has gone behind this. The need of the hour now is to change our next generation, to transform our next generation. The moment we lose a kid in terms of their education ability in standard 1, 2, and 3, we have lost them. By standard 6, 30% of them have dropped out. By Form 3, another 30% drop out. And by Form 5, another 30% drop out. So only about 10% of the kids from B40 families go in for higher education, tertiary education, whether it's diploma or degree. Only 10%. That's what our research shows. But from the M40, the middle class families, and the T40, the top 20, T20, the top 20 class families, 90% go through with tertiary education. So they're fine, they can take care of themselves. But the B40 need help. And if you and I and the rest of us, like Uma Devi and so many others, if we do not step up do it, somebody else will do it. And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Those of you who do not know, it happens on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock with a packet, one slice of bun, one piece of bun, and a packet of water, a bottle of water, you know. So if you don't do anything, they will be willing to come and do the job on our behalf with a huge agenda. So we will stop at that, but we will continue. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks, whatever we are trying to say. So, Dato, shall we now go into the Mission 2030? Is there anything else you want to say before we go into Mission 2030?
Yeah, no, I think it's all interlinked. So along the way, we would certainly be talking about the need of the hour.
Yeah.
And I think the bottom line is, if more of us, I don't expect everyone to agree with me. And please, I must repeat myself, there's nothing wrong with doing dhanam, giving food and things like that. But it's just time for us to sit back, take a step back for a while, reflect. Hey, my grandfather did this, my father did that, now I'm doing that. Has it made any change, first and foremost? Secondly, is it going to change the future of these kids and these families to whom we are giving that food and the goodies and the groceries? Just sit back and reflect. Okay, like I said, there's nothing wrong. Don't ever anyone say that I'm saying that one is better than the other. We used to talk about it, UTG. I don't know why we have this attitude of saying, oh, it's either Tamil or Sanskrit. Why can't it be both? Why can't both be mine? Why aren't both mine?
Yes.
Yes. Why can't Tamil be mine and why can't Sanskrit be mine? Oh, it's North versus South. Why can't North be mine and South also be mine? Why are we so small? So this is the same kind of a thing. I'm not saying it's either Annadhanam versus Vidhya dhanam. No, I'm saying let's sit and analyze. Each one of us have to look at it individually. There is definitely some people who need food on the table, and we will make sure they get the food. But there are many people who have food on the table, but they do not have education on their plate. And education is the only thing that can change their future. There's one boy, it just came to my mind, Santosh is his name, Desamantari. When we started 2 years ago, he was in Form 3, and good boy, very hardworking and all that. And after 2 years in Desamantari, he set for his Form 5, and he had 8 A's in his Form 5.
Wow.
That's something where even our kids sometimes don't get, staying in a small 600 square feet a flat in Desamantari, So, and then we had this girl, Divya, I think Devashini.
Yeah.
She also had very good results, and we had taken them on a trip to the Asia Pacific University. And there, Dr. Paramjit, the owner, was so gracious, so kind. He said, there any kids who need help, let me know. And this girl scored well in a SPM, and Dr. Paramjit has enrolled her for free in the university now. So another life has changed. So just imagine if we can multiply this many times, right? In 10 years from now, I at least feel, and I feel very confident about it, we will be bold enough to say that we will not have any more poor, uneducated Hindus or Indians in this country if we now change our focus. I'm so confident of that. Don't ask me why, but I'm so confident.
My tagline, the Jews of Malaysia.
Yeah, well, we have
small
to
but powerful, small but brilliant.
Yeah. So right now, people, they make fun, they ridicule us, all because the community is poor. And this poverty is being repeated time and again. Every generation goes back into poverty. Only 10% escape that, 90% go back. 90% go back. So if we can change that equation, take this 90% out of poverty in 10 years, starting with standard 1 education, starting with this Deepavali, we will see a new generation in 10 years from now, if not sooner than that. Okay? So there's a goal to it. There's a mission, there's a purpose, and there's a journey we have charted out. Yeah. So basically, this is what I wanted to say, that this journey is a long journey, and this Deepavali now, let's just take a step back and think again, guys. Can we do something different? Every year, this temple or this NGO, we have been giving so much of groceries to this location. This year, why don't we assess and see whether that groceries made any difference? Because we might have been giving to their fathers, and now we're giving to their children also groceries. And if we did not give the groceries, you think anything will happen to them? Yeah, maybe that one Diwali they may not be so happy. Oh, groceries didn't come. But the next Diwali or the following Diwali, when their child starts to score 3 A's and 4 A's and 5 A's, believe me, they will be very, very, very happy, and they'll be blessing whoever made that change.
Now, I want to take this comment from the, not comment, feedback from the chat room, from Brahma Rishi, just to add some flavor to our discussion right now.
Sure.
Dato, they say, Brahma Rishi said, Dato, some of us couldn't do Vidhya Dhanam. Could we do charity by donating to your foundation? At least with this collection, you can go bigger. Really happy to hear a good plan from good people. That's from Brahma Rishi.
Yeah. So firstly, Brahma Rishi, thank you so much. It's very inspiring comment you've made there, right? Certainly, our foundation is focused on this, focused on education. Of course, we are doing many other things. For the youth, we have created many football teams. We are sponsoring the football teams. We have created yoga classes. We have created dance classes. We've created expeditions for the children and the youth. But yes, we are very focused on education. And please, you can definitely, you will definitely be helping us if you contribute some funds. And you can go to our website. We have got a very, very nice website. It took us many months to come up with that site. You can look at the site. All the information is there. You can donate through the site, or you can just send an online payment. The information is all there. It's very, very transparent. And believe me, all this money goes towards the development of the children and the youngsters moving forward to the next generation. In fact, I must take this opportunity to just share another initiative we have launched just last Sunday. Just last Sunday, we have launched another initiative in the same direction, okay? It's called Tara International Sports Academy, TISA, T-I-S-A, TISA. So there are so many talented young boys and girls who are excellent sports boys and sports girls or sports personalities, but they do not get an opportunity. The system doesn't cater for them. They don't have proper guidance. They don't have proper mentorship. And so, they become very frustrated sometimes, and then eventually they give up and the talent is lost. So we have set up an academy where we are looking again at a 10-year program. A very strong personality of our community has volunteered to head the sports academy. So the idea is now two-pronged. One is to pick them up when they are young, Center 1, Center 2, and look at which area they're good. It could be badminton or football or hockey or squash or badminton, whatever it is, or even esports. We'll see which area they're good at and then groom them. And secondly, we already have a lot of talented youth. So if we can scout for that talent out of the youth, okay, then we will help the youth to become better sports person. If they do not get an opportunity to represent the state in Malaysia or the national team in Malaysia, in whatever sport it is, we will try and see if we can find them a placement in an international club. There are thousands and thousands of clubs all over the world who look for sporting talent to go and play a game. For example, I have a friend in France. He is the manager of the Racing Sports Club, and he manages the hockey team there. So every year he comes and picks 2 hockey players from Malaysia. So hopefully we can ask him to pick some of our boys and maybe even girls and play in clubs all over the world. and they pay very well to all these sports boys and girls, you see. So yes, Brahmarishiji, every cent you donate will go towards this cause. And trust me, we are here for a mission. We are very, very transparent about what we are doing. That's why you can see in our website all our programs. And we want to bring a generational change. The next generation should be a very powerful and strong generation.
Thank you so much, Dato. So shall we now go into the vision 2030? Or
Yeah, sure. I think it's a good idea because all the viewers are here. We'll
Yeah.
I'll just take a few minutes to explain what is Mission 2030, which I already told quite a bit just now.
yes, yes, yes,
And then after that, we can take some comments and questions after that,
yes,
and
yes.
then share that. So Mission 2030 is actually a journey that starts now, today. It starts today, whereby we want to change the next generation of Hindu Indians in this country. Okay, so the numbers are like this. There are about 160,000 Indians who are studying in primary school at any one point of time. Approximately 50% are in government schools, approximately 50% are in Tamil schools. So about 80% in government schools, 80% in Tamil schools. So I must tell you at this juncture that a lot of the feedback that we get, that the children in Tamil schools are very well taken care of. The teachers are very dedicated and they do a lot for the kids. So I'm so happy to hear that feedback all the time. So out of this 160,000 kids, right? If you divide it by 6, it's about 26,000 kids in each standard. Standard 1, 26,000. That means 26,000 kids are going in every year. Standard 1. And then it just goes up. Now, 26,000 kids, 40%, B40 means 40% are from the poor families. This 40% are the kids that are repeatedly becoming laborers and our lorry drivers and bus drivers and office boys and sorry, even things like gangsters and drug addicts and alcoholics and all that. We got to stop this. So 40% of 26,000 is approximately 10,000. And 10% of them, the parents are very good. The parents take care of them. But 90% of them, the parents have a lot of challenges. They themselves are struggling. They themselves go to work early morning. They come back at night. And they don't have time to take care of the kids. Okay. So this is where the Gurukulams came in. And we told the parents that the moment the kid comes back from school, send them to the Gurukulam. We will take care of them. We'll nurture them. We'll give them tuition. We'll give them classes, and we give them math, science, English, computer, Bahasa Malaysia, and also religious classes. So in other words, if all of us got together, temples, NGOs, individuals, and we just looked at about 9,000 kids to the most every year being given education from standard 1, there is nothing that's going to stop us that when these guys go to Form 5, they're all going to go and get a diploma and a degree and come out. This is the analysis we did on the numbers. So we just need 9,000. And U2G, Tara Foundation, one small NGO, we already with 7 Gurukulams, probably we will be hitting about 1,000 to 1,200 kids. Just one NGO. And we have about 900 to 1,000 Indian NGOs in this country. Just imagine if 5% of those NGOs, 10% of those NGOs, and temples. I just love the idea of temples coming on board, you know. And the temples get on board. This transformation actually is a piece of cake. We just need a few more like-minded people who jump on board, start a Gurukulam, start a tuition center, start a training program, but start standard 1. Don't go Form 3, don't go Form 5. That's too late. Because by the time already 30% or 50% have dropped out. Start them in standard 1. So this is more or less the gist of what Mission 2030 is. We need to catch these kids in standard one. We have approximately 9,000 kids a year. And if we can all put our energy into this and take them through, just make sure that standard one, they're good, standard two, they're good, standard three, they're good. Believe me, they will sail through. And we're going to see all these kids graduate by the year 2030 or 2031. So 2030 was a convenient number, although it's 9 years, but it was a convenient number. And we can see the change by then. So like I said, one little small NGO like Tara Foundation, we're already doing about 1,000 kids. We just need to multiply that by 9. And there are 1,000 temples and NGOs in this country. And I believe there are maybe 4,000 or 5,000 big temples in this country. I just pray that we can get 5% of them saying, yeah, we will come on board, we will take care of 50 children, 100 children, standard one. Wow, what is that is going to stop us? And it doesn't sound rocket science to me. It sounds such a simple, straightforward, logical journey, isn't it?
Yes.
And look at it, I'll tell you, Yutuji, this is what our parents did. We were fortunate that our parents made sure we spent time on education. And we came out of poverty. I'm from a B40 family. You're from B40 family. We came out of the poverty, right?
Yes.
It was only because of education. And let me give you another 2 more small examples. Take the Chinese community. About 30, 40 years ago, the biggest gangsters in this country were actually Chinese. They were not the Indians. But they're gone today. Because somewhere along the way, the Chinese leaders, I think, realized that, they have to change the Chinese education system. And they literally spent all their resources on Chinese schools. And of course, there was a lot of controversy about it. But they put all their resources into Chinese schools. And see, today, you will find that all of them, almost all of them, at least 95% of them, they are very well off. Right? It was education, nothing else, that transformed the Chinese community in Malaysia. The second example, take the Punjabi community in Malaysia. 30 years ago, all the Punjabi, our parents and grandparents, they are either jagas, bus driver, lorry driver, security guard, and some of them were working the police. But somehow it was ingrained in them that, educate the child, educate the child, educate the child. And today, you will hardly find a Punjabi, a jaga, or a lorry driver anymore. Isn't that
True.
enough to say all the story?
Yes. Yes.
What more proof do we want? 2 simple examples I've given you.
Agree, Ratu. You're right. If you look at that, that numbers absolutely right. I think, and I believe, with the current technological advancement and our easy access to people, we do not need 30 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. Technology and social media is now really, in a sense, you can say our best friend, our worst enemy, but let's make it our best friend.
Yeah.
And if we make it our best friend, this journey can be even faster than that. And kids will adopt to technology very, very easily. So, let's stay on course, be very focused. I just appeal to everyone, please spread this message. Please share with as many leaders as you can, as many temple people as you can, temple leaders, NGOs. And even if every 1 or 2 months we get one person coming on board, the transformation will start. And it has already started. It's only a question of how quickly we all get together and do it now. As simple as that.
Let me share with you the tagline I took from Datuk. Do something, do anything. It must be positive. I just add another word, it's called relevant. Every small contribution that you do, in any way. If, like Dato say, if you have money, fine. If you don't have money, time. If you don't have time, find some way. Your blessings, your energy, your, speaking about this to others, creating this awareness to the rest of the community is also, according to me, at this is a contribution. Is a,
It's a form of charity.
Yeah, it's a form of charity. Yeah.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that we are, every single one of us play our small role in any which way that we can. We will make huge stride in this journey moving forward. Yeah, that's my.
So Yutuji, can I just add a little bit more?
Please do that. I would.
About 2 months ago, in the thick of the lockdown, that time again there was this full lockdown again and things like that. There were so many children who could not attend school. Of course, everybody couldn't attend, but many of the children could not attend online classes because online classes were going on, right? And the reason they couldn't attend online classes because they did not have the gadget. They didn't have either a computer tablet, or a computer. Some of them had mobile phones, but the mobile phones could not cater for the online classes. And then sometimes 3 or 4 kids at home, all of them asking the father, lend me your phone, and we want to attend online classes. So it was a big mess. So around our Gurukulam areas, we decided that, okay, let's see whether we could reach out to our friends, our well-wishers, and get sponsors or donors for tablets. Okay, and you will not believe it. We put the word out just to our circle of friends, and within a week we had donors for 200 tabs. Just a week. So many good people out there waiting to help. Like I said, they may not have been able to give their time. They said, no, here is my contribution. Here's some money. 200 tabs is almost 70,000, and we got it in 2 weeks. Not a small amount.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good energy out there. People realize, and now what we have done is through one of our core sort of anchor person, Vinod, we have started these online classes. So we've started online classes. We have created a software, and already about 60 kids are online now. So as we give the balance of the tabs, we're trying to make sure that all the 200 come online. So we have our challenges, but we are working on that to get 200 kids online. And maybe there would come a time that we will have online classes with 1,000 kids. Who knows? We're certainly on that journey. And we have got some great people volunteering and working with us. Yeah, that was another one which just happened a couple of weeks ago, and fantastic results out of it. So Dipali is coming. Rethink.
Reassess. Sorry, Dado.
Reassess.
Yeah, reassess. If there is one thing you like to, if I may say, request or ask for Deepavali, or your wish list.
Yeah.
For Deepavali, what would that be? Not for you, I'm sure it's not for the Gurukulam, for the community. What would that be? I'm going to give you a few, but let's start with one. What would be your wish list, Birato?
Actually, very simple. My wish list is very simple. I just want everyone to change our mode of thinking in how we do charity. Just reassess. Is it that physical charity that's going to make a difference? Or is it the charity consciousness that's going to make a difference? We need to create a consciousness about what is true charity. So we need to have now a sort of assessment in our minds. Can we relook at what we have done all this while, rethink what we have done all this while, and rethink what we should be doing in the future? Let's not just do what our parents did, what our previous our grandparents did. Let's just sit down and reassess. Don't be afraid to change, because the only thing constant in life is change. Right? So I just pray, and I just wish that everyone would just reflect and say, yeah, maybe giving these goodies is not the best thing in the world, or maybe it is a great thing because somebody really needs it, then go and give
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
If
Yes.
somebody doesn't really need it, at least what you could do is give them fresh clothing, new clothing. A set of new clothing for the kids will last a year or 2 years, but a set of goodies will just last 2 or 3 days or 5 days, So, the new clothings are much better. And then, of course, computer tablets and computer laptops would even be much better because we are giving them the tools to get education, to get Vidya. So this would be my Deepavali wish.
Although we have also given away reconditioned laptops. I've run out of numbers. I can't recall the numbers.
It crossed 100 plus.
Yeah, because I remember when I was
Yeah.
handling about 80 and Krishnama was about 80. So I can't remember the numbers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That was called Project Empower. It was
Yeah.
early this year, January, February, and we gave away more than it crossed about 100 laptops. They were reconditioned, very, very good quality laptops, and we gave it to many of the kids. Those were the most senior kids. Now from starting from the Mission 2030 Standard 1, we are giving it more to the primary kids, to tabs and tablets, Yeah. So this is definitely something we are focusing on.
Good, thank you. By the way, we would like to ask the viewers to ask some questions. Yeah, there's a lot of compliments and all that. Thank you so much. But I'd like to see some question being posed, and maybe some ideas to add on so that we can also, because I'm sure we will appreciate some ideas. We all can only think so much. The more the ideas, the better it will be. So any ideas or any questions from the viewers? Yeah, will be great. நல்லதை செய்தேன் அது இன்றே செய்தேன். Okay, right. From Pooja, amazing. That yes, Ado.
If anyone can also volunteer to teach,
Yes.
please, we really need some teachers.
Yes.
We've got, like I said, 7 centers opening by 21st of November, 4 functional now, another 3 opening in the next 30 days. So if any one of you live in Sentul, Jinjang, Puchong, Petaling Jaya, Rawang area, Johor Bahru, and Johor Bahru, and where is the other one? Bukit Raja, Klang.
Yeah.
Please, if you can volunteer some time to teach or even to be a sports coach, we really, really would value that very much.
Every small contribution matters. Yeah, every small. Again, I repeat. Every talking, like I said, even speaking to people, yeah, talking to them about this existence of this idea of the Seva Gurukulam that is being managed by Tara Foundation. We want to create this awareness. Yeah, it's like, I think, like wildfire is spreading, but the more will be wonderful. As we come to the tail end, yeah, closing address, closing statement. Ado.
Closing statement is this, Yutuji. I just think there's so many good Hindus in this country and around the world. There's so many. I think most of us have a very good, caring personality. We are not aggressive. We don't go and start fighting and quarreling and killing and chopping, that kind of thing. We come from a very powerful, intelligent heritage. Our forefathers were great philosophers, mathematicians, scientists, and also warriors. Okay, so I'm not saying that we're not capable of a fight, but that's our last resort, right? So what I'm saying is that 2 things actually. Number one is, please spread this message, speak to your local temple, speak to your friends, and try to bring a new process of thinking going forward. If not this Deepavali, never mind, next Deepavali. We plant the seed today. The second thing is, I just want to make this very important statement. Most of us who are involved in any NGO and any temple, I just want to make one request. That NGO, that temple is actually a vehicle for us to build a community, right? So we should be spending our time using that NGO or that association or that temple to build a community. What's happening most of the time is the leaders of NGOs and temples are actually busy building the NGO. They're busy building the temple. They're making the temple bigger, making the NGO bigger, making the NGO richer. But the community is not getting enriched. So let's build the community, not build an NGO or a temple. I mean, we have that NGO, we have the temple. That's a vehicle. We need to go from point A to point B. Let's make that vehicle take us from point A to point B. Let's not make that vehicle bigger and bigger and bigger, and to the point that it becomes a monument. So this is another mindset shift that we need. Let's build the community, not build NGOs or temples bigger and bigger and bigger.
Although I know I asked you for the closing statement, but I have to ask you to open back again because there's very pertinent question
Sure, most
from
welcome.
Karthik Ji, Australia, who was here to speak about Bindi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and there's two quite similar. Okay, the Karthik Ji is from Australia. How can those living outside Malaysia help? On the same note, Ilan Kumaran says, what would be your advice for people that might be able to contribute time and skills, but they're away from Klang Valley, for example, Kedah, Perak, and Kelantan?
Sure. So Karthik Ji, namaskar. Karthik Ji is a dear friend of mine in Australia.
Yeah.
We're on the same mission. So Karthik Ji, certainly whoever is living in outside Malaysia, especially in the developed world, for example, if you take Australia, 1 Australian dollar is 3 point something Malaysian ringgit now. So over here we have to spend about 350 ringgit to buy a tablet or computer tab, but for the Australian terms it's only $100. So if any of you there can support financially, that'll be wonderful. But I know every one of us have our commitments. So we also have now, for example, the online classes. And we want to have more and more teachers for our online programs. And for that, I think no matter where in the world you are, certainly you can come and be a coach or a mentor for the online classes. The second thing, Yutuji, we want to do soon, and this I'll be discussing with our team very soon, is we want to create a mentor system. A mentor system is very, very simple. For example, one professional anywhere in the world says, I want to be a mentor. And then we'll assign him, okay, Raghu, you are now the mentee. So this can be a small child, a standard 1 boy or standard 3 boy or something like that. And all we want is this mentor to have a little phone call with this boy, maybe once a day for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Raghu, how are you? What have you done today? Can you imagine how excited this boy will be if we say, Karthik Ji, Karthik Ji called me from Australia, He spoke to me for 2 minutes. And he wants to know what time I went for my class. He wants to know what I had for food today. He wants to know, did I go for any sports? Can you imagine if suddenly this boy, for example, Murthy is staying at Desa Mantari, gets a call from, say, Mr. J in London every day, or maybe even once a week or twice a week. Or, my mentor, Uncle J, is calling me. Can you just imagine how much confidence the child will build? This is what we need now. So Karthik Ji, you can be one of these. You can spread the word on this. We will launch a program soon on this one, but I'm just laying the foundation. And Ilan Kumaranji, on your question, what we can do outside of the Klang Valley, yes, our initial experiment was Klang Valley. So 7 Gurukulams are in Klang Valley, 1 is in Johor Bahru. And I must say that by Bhagwan's grace, the experiment is working out well. But we like to now reach out to Perak, we like to reach out to Pahang, to Penang, to Kedah, to Perlis. So if you think there are any places where there are clusters of poor Hindus, a settlement of poor Hindus, please go and explore that place. Please go and have a look. Who are the people in that area? What kind of living standards they have? And let's start exploring. Maybe we can then go in there and work with you and set up a Gurukulam or two in every state. In fact, one of our well-wishers, he's a very big corporate boy. He was telling me the other day, he said, no, Dato, by next year we must have 100 Gurukulams. I said, what? I said, give me a break. He said, no, this formula is so good, Let's go and have 100 locations where there are poor clusters of Hindus. So, Ilanji, this is our mission and our purpose. So let's take it slow and steady. But if you think you can just do some research, connect with us regularly, any one of us connect with us regularly, identify locations where there are poor Hindu clusters, maybe 500 families, 300 families, or 1,000 families. Is there a temple nearby? Will that temple be willing to talk to us? Will the temple leaders be willing to open up a Gurukulam in the temple? Like what we did in the Bukit Raja. Initially, they were very wary of us, but when they realized that, we have no agenda, we just want to come and make a change, they just came all out, and the Gurukulam went through a massive development there, So, Ilanji, this is what you could do anywhere you are, even if you're in the Klang Valley, if there is a cluster of poor Hindu somewhere, let's talk about it. Thanks.
Dato, there's another question, so we have to extend a bit extra time.
No problem.
With this called Fuji time, although you're not winning, but let's. Okay, Samasi Naidu. Good evening, Dato. Dato, how can we work along with Tamil school students after the school hours?
Yeah, this is what we are doing. Actually, most of our kids are from Tamil school as well as non-Tamil schools. After school, when they come home, right, they go either to an empty house where the father and mother have gone to work, they put on the TV, and if they are lured, then they suddenly start smoking at home because the parents are not home. Some start drinking, some start taking drugs, that. So that's exactly what the role the Gurukulam is playing. So when the kids come back from Tamil schools or whichever school they are, we have a Gurukulam in their location. That means the kid just has to walk 100 meters or 50 meters even. They come to a Gurukulam. There's no better way than this. But let's say if you do not have a Gurukulam, you cannot establish a Gurukulam immediately, then the least we can do is actually try and visit those locations. One or two of you, collect some friends. Once a week, just go there, meet the parents, go house to house, introduce yourselves, say, how can we help you? Naiduji, what do the people of the other religions do? They go and knock on our doors. And they say, oh, we are from this place and we are from that place. The Lord will save you and all the kind of things they come and tell you. Why are they brave enough to do that? It's because we are not doing it. So why can't we start knocking on our own homes, our own Hindu homes, say, hey guys, I'm from this temple, or I'm from this NGO, or I'm from this Gurukulam. This is my contact. Do you need any help? Come and see me. Give me a call. So let's change the way we do things. Once a week, once in 2 weeks, once a month, doesn't matter. Let's start. This thing will just become contagious and it just keep growing little by little by little.
Thank you, Dato. So we have come to the finale, last part. I'd like to thank all the viewers so much. Dato, you need to take time to read all the comments. Amazing feedback, comment from all of you. Thank you so much for staying with us, giving all this encouragement. Thank you, Dato, for all the wise word and the sharing of the journey. And I'm sure we will come on board again. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, Deepawali is about 2 weeks away. And remember, Annam dhanam, yes. Vidhya dhanam, maybe more. Yeah,
bigger yes, bigger yes.
Maybe yes, yeah. I don't know how to get that English correct, but I just came out of it. Let's take this to the next level, and all of us, like I say, can make a difference. Do something, do anything. It must be positive and it must be relevant. Vidhya, dhanam is really relevant at this juncture, at this point of time. With that note, one more time, Dato, thank you so much. Viewers,
you.
thank you. Nandri, stay safe, stay happy, and happy Deepawali until we see
Happy
you.
Diwali.
Yeah.